Hisoka is one of the most iconic and disturbing characters in anime, and Togashi created his character and wrote him with the core principle of lust at the forefront. Not a sexual desire, but more this insatiable carnal need for novelty that never ends. In this video, you understand the 4 ways Togashi uses lust as a writing tool to write such a memorable character like Hisoka, and how to write this for the characters in your own story going forward. Togashi uses lust with Hisoka in a very fascinating way. It's not always depicted sexually, most of the time, but more so this desire for violence, for bloodshed, to be consumed by another person's fury and hatred until both of you end up dead. And it's quite fascinating because most of the time when you make a character have a strong desire, they usually want something tangible, something that can actually be actualized and gained from them. But with Hisoka, the wanting is what he wants. The endless novelty is his goal, and the game is infinite. But the ironic part about that, it means he will never be satisfied. In the latest chapters of the story, we see that he actually starting to question his own existence. Now, the first way Togashi uses lust is by making Hisoka demand your attention the same way we are captivated by a beautiful person we want to be with physically. Hisoka's his own honey trap. No matter what episode or scene of Hunter x Hunter happens, if Hisoka's in it, you instantly recognize him, you instantly turn and pay attention to him. Why? Because he's dangerous, you have no idea what he's going to do, and you're instantly fascinated by what his plans are. He does his own face makeup. He puts his hair up in this style. You probably didn't notice it either too, but in every arc of Hunter x Hunter, his clothes are different. The color of them, the style of them, the symbol of his suits. He has his own language in the manga related to card suits, and his outfits and demeanor depict how he's feeling in the arc based on the style of his clothing. Everything he does is intentional. Togashi wrote him to be this way. He's not just a jester, he's choosing the performance he's putting on to get your attention. And this extends beyond his actions. He talks in a silky smooth but off-putting way.
Good boy. I adore that look.
Actions don't make sense and contradict themselves.
Don't worry. I didn't kill your friend. He's going to be just fine. And that's because he passed.
The way he interacts with people is most of the times disturbing and creepy and makes you uncomfortable. And then he can revert to being completely normal like our actual guy, instead of being this foreign human that somehow exists in this crazy world. Everything Hisoka does oozes desire and charisma, and whether you're either off-put by it, attracted to it, or see the usefulness in him, you are always paying attention to him. Even if you hate him, mistrust him, know he's a full-blown psychopath, you can't deny how skilled, useful, and damn right charismatic he is whenever he's in your presence. And a similar example of this is the Joker. The Joker emanates chaos.
And I thought my jokes were bad.
Give me one reason why.
The face paint, the scarred mouth, every action he does oozes destruction and violence.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. It's gone.
No matter what situation he is in, he is happy as long as everybody else is afraid. And being able to bring people into your mode of chaos as a single individual is the point of his character. That's why he's written to be this force of nature and not a person. Him and Hisoka feel foreign, even though we can conceptualize that they are human beings. So how do you do this for your character? Well, whatever desire you choose for them, make them embody that. Their design should emanate whatever desire or character trait you have for them, but don't just stop at emulation. Have them finding off-putting ways to depict either rage, lust, chaos, envy, fear. Go be very specific and creative with showing this. There are many ways to depict a certain emotion, and you should lean into this in their design, in their actions, their speech, how they interact with people, how they interact with foreign objects even. Go a lot deeper with showing the way this character portrays something, the way Togashi does with Hisoka. The same way Togashi uses Hisoka's lust is through his multifaceted deadliness. He didn't just make Hisoka a strong fighter or a nen master, he made Hisoka a master of behavioral psychology. Hisoka invented his own nen personality test, which has been shown to be extremely accurate when you match the characters in the story.
Enhancers are simple and determined.
He's right. He's right.
Oh, and I am a transmuter, by the way. Both whimsical and a liar.
He's right. He's right.
Emitters are short-tempered.
Let me introduce myself! My name is Leorio!
Specialists tend to be independent.
動機の言語化か。あんまり好きじゃないしな。
Conjurers are high-strung and nervous.
Will you please calm yourself down? Look, if they plan to sort 5 million citizens, then that's 500,000 a day!
Manipulators are argumentative.
ないね。なぜならお前は友達なんかより今この場で俺を倒せるか倒せないかの方が大事だから。勝ち目のない敵とは戦う。
He picks up on the slightest dissonance in your cognitive behavior in the middle of a fight.
You didn't miss the ever so subtle change in his psychological condition. You saw that Castro was about to recover.
I predict you're going to dance yourself to death.
But then you pushed him over the edge.
If he had just stayed calm and composed, then he actually would have had a fighting chance.
However, Castro couldn't bear the mental strain. And so, he lost.
Hisoka's mastery of people's desires, fears, perceptions, and his ability to stick himself to what people want and make himself useful is what makes him dangerous.
I'll tell you something interesting about spiders.
I don't recall ever mentioning them to
He
Hisoka.
plays the waves of chaos like a conductor organizing an orchestra. You see the instruments. He sees the performance. Another great example of a character like this is Yujiro Hamura from Baki. He doesn't care about people, livelihood, social constructs, how he assaults, takes, kills, beats whatever he wants because who's going to stop him? But that's what makes Yujiro so fascinating as a character is that he's not just deadly by his physical prowess. He's deadly by the mentality that he will never be beaten, even though he wants to. Characters should be written the same. Their level of threat should not be one-dimensional. It should be depending on your world. They should be a master of different disciplines. They should be dangerous in multiple ways. It should always feel like they have the advantage in situations, even when they shouldn't. This person is practically unbeatable because they understand too much about the world they live in and about the people that act within it. Togashi uses lust to write Hisoka. He makes him a narrative wildcard. Hisoka does anything at every given moment and is what makes him so unpredictable. He will help protagonists. He will help antagonists. He will portray antagonists. He will be a double agent, a triple agent. You will call him to be your ally, and in the middle of helping you, he will choose to turn on you for his own arousal.
My course is clear. I should kill Aluka to incur Killua's wrath, then kill Killua to incur Lumi's wrath. Isn't that the best of both worlds?
Even if he wants to help you, the minute something tingles his itch, he will jump at it. And a great example of this in stories is actually Mahito for JJK. Mahito is just straight chaos and death. It doesn't matter whose side you're on, it doesn't matter what plans you have. Mahito does what Mahito wants. It makes him such a fun villain to watch. So when writing this character for your story, their desire overrides narrative expectation. It does not matter what you tell me they're going to do, what side they're on, what they are presumed to be doing in the story. The minute they get an urge to fix their desire, they change sides. They flip at a flip of a coin, they do whatever the hell they want. Way number 4 Togashi uses lust is by showing that primal desire is self-explanatory. It needs no justification. It's why we have no backstory for him. We know nothing about this man. Okay, we don't know how he got so strong. We don't know how he knows the fam troop that well. We don't even know how he met Illumi. He just appears and everyone seems to understand him and what he wants at a base level, but no one seems to know anything about him beyond the surface. This makes him an enigma because all we can glean from Hisoka and who he is through his actions. There's no humanity for us to attach ourselves to. Even Chrollo got a backstory, and yet Hisoka hasn't. And that's by design. He's written to feel like a foreign entity inside the story. We're not supposed to connect with him. We're not supposed to understand him. We're just supposed to watch this force of nature of carnal desire go throughout life. And a great example of this, honestly, using JJK still, is Kenjaku. We know very little about Kenjaku besides his actions, but that's what makes him feel so fascinating as a character. We get a little bit of who he is or what he's done, but we don't really know the man. We don't know his original form. We don't know why he even went on this journey. So writing this for your character, don't focus on explaining to me why they want the things they want. Don't focus on explaining to me who they are. Show it to me through their actions. Show it to me through their desire. Don't connect me with their humanity. Intoxicate me with their ego. And the last way Togashi uses lust to write Hisoka is by having him dictate his character in the story. Gon is characterized by being the happy-go-lucky antagonist who becomes a fish out of water. Killua is the cold, analytical deuteragonist. Kurapika is the kind character who gets swamped by revenge. Leorio is the kind comedic side relief character. All of them can be placed in a box. Hisoka makes his own box. He chooses his characterization. You can't classify him as anything, not even as a jester, because in the current part of the story, he's ditched the guise of a jester for this more suave, sophisticated look. Even the way he's been presented to us for the entirety of the story has been removed, which shows me that Hisoka from the beginning was never this jester character. He has been his own entity. He has chosen his own persona. Whatever you dictate for him to be in the story, he dictates the plot relevance he's in. He's writing himself. And as someone who's writing his own light novel right now to turn into an anime and manga, I learned that sometimes characters will take the pen from you and write themselves. And Hisoka is the exact depiction of this. He is his own narrative device. He is whatever Togashi needs him to be in the story. His desire is so malleable that the story can make Hisoka do whatever it wants and it will always make sense. And that's fucking amazing to witness. And a great example of a character like this is Ayano Koji from Classroom of the Elite. He dictates his narrative implications in the story. He can be an ally, a mentor, a friend, an enemy, a traitor, all at the same time, all to the same characters in the story. It's whatever the writer, Suigo Kinugasa, I hope I said that right, needs from him. And that's what makes him so fascinating, is that you never can predict what Ayano Koji does because he has no characterization in the story you can cling him to. He creates his own box, like Hisoka. So in writing your character like this, you cannot let me put them in a narrative role. They have to dictate their roles forever throughout the story. It kind of goes back to the previous point. They have to be their own narrative wildcard. I can never be able to call them a protagonist, an antagonist, a hero, an anti-hero, a villain, a side character. They have to be everything wrapped in one, which is very difficult to write and do. But when done right, as seen through Hisoka, it makes a charismatic, captivating character you can't find anywhere else. So my camera died, that's why I'm in a different outfit, but thanks so much for watching this video. I'm using everything I'm learning and studying about manga because I'm writing a light novel right now. I've been writing it for the past 3 years, so I'm trying to learn from all the famous manga and honestly even the best-selling light novels right now to write my own that I can hopefully pitch in Japan and turn into a manga and an anime. So I am using these videos to learn, to teach, to understand how to craft these compelling characters that I fell in love with, that you fell in love with, and hopefully, give back to this medium by having and teaching people, like, how do you write these characters? How are these authors using these characters? And this is just my own, observation, making stories for a while, and now starting to analyze it in the space of Japanese storytelling, Eastern style storytelling, manga storytelling, because it's very different things. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for updates on the novels that I am writing, as well as just more future videos like this.